Mr. President, you calling the 49 Afrikaner refugees to the United States of America cowards triggered this message. Before responding directly to this vile insult, I want to deal with a different but related issue. Mr. President, your government has introduced several pieces of race-based laws. Employment equity, for instance, is aimed at severely limiting the employment of minorities in the workplace, not only in government service, but also in the private sector. In addition, another race-based piece of legislation, broad-based black economic empowerment, also introduced by your government, ensures that if your government succeeds in forcing white men out of employment, compelling them to start their own businesses, they might eventually have to sacrifice ownership of these businesses in order to comply with your laws. BE demands from these entrepreneurs, in order to participate in the mainstream economy, cede the majority share of their businesses to a person with a government-approved skin color. That, Mr. President, certainly amounts to economic persecution and even borders on economic extermination. The introduction of these measures to correct the wrongs of the past will not have the result that you anticipate. In fact, it will result in exactly the opposite. It will cause South Africa's economic decline to not only continue, but to accelerate rapidly. Mr. President, I find it quite baffling that you could possibly be unaware of the contribution, both financially and otherwise, made by minorities that you wish to force out of the economy. Maybe you are aware of that, but you are nevertheless persisting with this hostile path, perhaps under the guise of attempting to resolve the national grievance, a term extracted from the NDR, your National Democratic Revolution Manifesto. The truth is, this so-called national grievance is the only remaining bastion of a dying ANC government, utilized by them to distract the masses from their failures. Mr. President, on the one hand, you call on South Africans to stand together in defense of the Constitution, but then you enforce legislation that entrenches racism, in direct contrast with the non-racialism demanded by that very same Constitution. You say that South Africans have perseverance and that we don't run away from our problems, but work together towards solving them. These are beautiful words, but they ring hollow, sir. The farmers you addressed at Nampo, where you uttered these words, find themselves in the sights of very hostile legislation. Many doubt, and rightfully so, the sincerity of your words, remembering your frog in the hot water narrative, one of your more honest utterings. With this, I return to the insult you made to the 49 refugees. Hundreds of thousands of South Africans have left the country over the last decade, very much for the same reasons that motivated these refugees. Vast amounts of skill and talent were lost in the process, contributing to the brain drain, the consequential stagnation of the South African economy, and the record high unemployment rate. And then there are many who are still here, but who have emigrated economically, purely as a result of your governments and your hostile policies. Are these people also cowards, Mr. President, or are they merely reading the signs of the time, quickening decline and increased hostility towards minorities, and responding accordingly? Who are the real cowards in South Africa, Mr. President? Isn't it those who allow the outrageous pilfering of South Africa's resources to continue, not having the guts to stop it? Isn't it those who have, up until now, done nothing about the findings of the Zondo Commission? Isn't it those who allow out-of-control crime in South Africa the result of a lack of political will or fear of retribution from influential role players in their own ranks? Isn't it those who appoint unqualified people in jobs merely as a result of their societal or political connections, thereby compromising the interest of all South Africans? One can go on and on. You need to be careful when you call somebody else a coward, Mr. President. People living in glass houses should not be throwing stones. Frankly, we all stand ready to work towards the betterment of South Africa. But we can't do that while we are hamstrung by your destructive legislation and while you expect us to work towards our own demise.